Man, do you like podcasts? Well then,
welcome to
No Gimmicks Needed!
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
this is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Alright, so it's just me kicking it by myself for the remainder of the podcast because we're going to talk about TNA Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is this Sunday. By the time you listen to this, it's tomorrow. This is TNA's biggest show of the year. This is their WrestleMania. Each company has their own style of WrestleMania. This is TNA's biggest show of the year. And the thing is, for somebody who's been watching TNA for years, I love the Bound for Glory shows. And some have just stunk, but usually TNA can deliver on Bound for Glory. And this card looks pretty good. I honestly just look at the card and the way it was set up after seeing Showdown between NXT and TNA. I'm proud of it. I'm happy to see this card. And I have to say, because at first I thought it should have been like a TNA versus NXT type of thing. It should have been a big event. I'm like, at Bound for Glory, your biggest event, you could really sell out that show. But I'm like, what they got here, we still do kind of got a WWE versus TNA style card, believe it or not. And just in different ways. We just don't have like the Team TNA and Team, like the women and the men. And you would need your big stars for that. But they're in big programs right now. So I get all that. I'm just saying, I get all that. So I was like, well, we're going to have to do some predictions here. We're going to do predictions. I do plan on watching Bound for Glory. So, it will, like I said, this is a late entry into the podcast. It will not be up Sunday. You'll probably see that on Monday or maybe even Tuesday when I have my Bound for Glory review up. But we're going to get into the Bound for Glory predictions here because we got a 9-match card that's including one on the pre-show. I'm not going to be watching the pre-show. But because the pre-show is going to be for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships, the Inspiration, which is formerly known as the Iconics, for those who don't know, that were in WWE, taking on the Elegance brand, which this is whoever the Elegance, I don't know all the Elegance are, but Ash by Elegance, which is Dana Brooke, is not going to be there because I think she's on maternity leave. So Dana Brooke is going to be gone. So it's going to be the Elegance. And if I had to pick anybody, most likely it's going to be the Inspiration, to be honest with you. So let's get up into what Bound for Glory is and what's going to be on the card, what the card is shaping out to be. Or basically just give my prediction. I'm going to say it's already shaped out, but just give my predictions of it. All right, let's go on with the first match. The first match is, well, I don't know what it's going back on the card, but the one we'll talk about is for the TNA X Division Championship. If anybody who knows TNA and has been watching Bound for Glory for years, they always kick off the show with an X Division match, X Division Championship, Ultimate X. Go back and look at your Bound for Glory history, and at least 80% of the time, they start off with the X Division. Hell, almost all the TNA pay-per-views, 70 to 80%, and probably even 90%, I'm just being a little generous, start off with an X Division style match. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to kick off Bound for Glory, and that is Leon Slater taking on NXT Javon Evans for the for the X Division Championship. Now here's the thing. This is why I said it's still WWE versus TNA, because obviously Leon Slater is TNA and Javon Evans is NXT. I think this match can steal the show. This match, just from the athletic standpoint from these two guys, this match can really put TNA on the good. Yo, give them, please, TNA, listen, this is Bound for Glory. You got to give them 20 minutes. You got to give them a kickoff 20 minutes. I mean, as fast as they work, you can give them a 15-minute match. But I'm to really get a thing going, to really kick off this show with a bang, you get them even 18 minutes. These guys can tear the house off. That's how good these guys are. But I do not see Javon Evans coming back with the X Division Championship. I do believe right now is the time for Tina to get all their shit back. So I want to have Leon Slater defeat Javon Evans. Even though I know Javon, lost part of Team NXT at Showdown, but still I don't think it's going to hurt Javon that much anyway, because right now Javon's stock is just been going up. Okay, so I would just say, it's going to be a great show. I really cannot wait for this. This is one of the things I'm most excited for the most. Okay, but Leon Slater going to pull out that Swanton 450, which is still impressive. And he's going to win his match. these brothers are going to kill it. Okay, they're going to kill it. But yeah, I got Leon Slater winning and retaining his X Division Championship. Oh man, you know what? Honestly, I should have did this first because before I go deeper into Bound for Glory, like I said, this is their WrestleMania weekend, something like that. So TNA has their own Hall of Fame that they do on Bound for Glory, just like WWE does Hall of Fame during WrestleMania. And this time we're actually getting 3 entries into the Hall of Fame, because usually for TNA they only do 1. And honestly, the way TNA does it, I understand they don't have as much history as like WWE to put in multiple people at the same time. But I'm just like, you know what? Right now, for what I see in the WWE Hall of Fame, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Hall of Famers, because there have been so many, each year. And I like the Triple H approach of doing just 5, and like the black and whites, or the legacies I call them. But the way TNA has been doing it, they have a plethora of legends that need to be getting in there, and each year it just keeps adding on because they do 1 at a time, and it makes sense. But this time I don't mind it being 3, and that is, of course, one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. That will be Mickie James. Well deserved. She's being both Hall of Fames, by the way, but well deserved to go to TNA Hall of Fame. Mickie James, and also the beautiful people, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, to go into the TNA Hall of Fame. All these women, well deserved. They have been an integral part of TNA for years. Even Mickie James coming there, and her battles with Tara and Miss Tessmacher, and also in the beginning, leaving, going back to WWE, and going back there with her feud with Diana Perazzo and stuff. Oh, come on now. I mean, her resume speaks for herself in wrestling, period. But Mickie James, first ballot wherever, in my personal opinion, on all stuff like that. So I said she had a way to turn, but yes, I'm so glad Mickey's going here, and shout out to the beautiful people on there as well. Next up, we got the Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. It is coming back. So the Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory is kind of like when AEW does its its Casino Gauntlet match. It's the same thing. It's going to be a 20-man entry, and I think the winner receives a trophy and a contract that they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. This is basically AEW and TNA's version of Money in the Bank without the ladders. That's basically what it is. Because same thing with MJF won his, but AEW has a thing where you gotta let people know a week in advance. I don't know how TNA is gonna do it, but this is basically their Money in the Bank without it being Money in the Bank. But I don't know anybody that's gonna be. I know Lee Young Lee is gonna be there, because also it's intergender also. But the one name I just saw that they added to the TNA website that's actually making me excited is BDE. Is entering the Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. For those who don't know who BDE is, if you guys remember, if y'all been rocking on YouTube for as long as I have and seeing him, that's Brandon Does Everything. I am so proud of this dude, man. You gotta understand something. My son is a huge fan of BDE, but I've been watching Brandon for years, because when I first started on YouTube, and he was on there, he was mostly doing, like the gaming and doing the 2K games and stuff like that. And he was one of the only black people that was still like covering the 2K games and getting to go and fly out with them, and with the Chris Dangers and the Macho Tees and the Smack Talks and the Tony Pizza guys and the CM Posts and Luigi. Like, he was the only brother that was out there. So I remember I was like, I want to be the next black guy to go out there and be invited by 2K and to be part of these meetings, and not necessarily be part of that group, but to at least go there and represent, right? But I've just seen him grow. And usually when 2K kind of went down and it kind of get more repetitive, I've seen him branch off and do other things. I have seen him and Chris Danger have been training, and they actually do wrestling now. Like, they actually wrestle. And before, I see they was practicing moves and stuff like that, but Brandon and Chris Danger, like Chris Danger, like he got a thing like it's more than a game now. Because I watch Chris Danger's My Career, My Rise, whatever you want to call it, for 2K every year. It's very, very entertaining. But recently, like the games have been repetitive, and they do play the games still kinda, but they've been focused on other stuff. It's kind of like if anybody watches Grimm's Toy Show or watch Grimm, and he would be the guy that play with like the wrestling figures and do stuff with wrestling figures collecting. And then next thing you know, GTS Wrestling had a thing, and now Grimm is into wrestling, and he even had some stuff in the new Wrestling Code video game. So seeing this made me happy. And seeing, like, I've seen some of his matches on YouTube and stuff, and it's pretty good. And I even just seen Chris Danger turn on Brandon. So I was like, this is gonna be good, kind of good. So to see him actually in this Call Your Shot Gauntlet, I'm proud of him, bro. He's a great dude. I met him when he came to Philly, WrestleMania 40 weekend. So me and my son both met him, and he was cool dude. Cool dude. I actually met him, Small Afro. I met a lot of YouTubers. I was like, man, one day I just want to be on that level. Like I said, my goal is always to get that 100,000, play. That's the only thing I want. I don't need anything else but that. But I'm just saying, just to be on that level, like that's what I want to do. I've been so proud of him. So to see him, I kind of, fanned out a little bit. I was very proud to see his name when I was like, oh, absolutely. Is he going to win? Hell no. He ain't going to win the match at all. But, I mean, just to see him on there, I'm very happy to see him on there. So I'm just curious to see how he's going to do in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So, like I said, if y'all watch YouTube, y'all watch the 2K videos of the cover, especially when the new 2K comes out, cool dude. I can't wait to meet him again. Next up, we got Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. I'm not too sure what the storyline is behind this. I haven't been following Tessa Blanchard storylines or whatever's going on in there. I just know Alicia Fox be following around with her, and I don't know. I just be staying away from the Tessa Blanchard drama and all the other stuff. But I'm going to. I don't know if this woman is trying to get over, or how new she is, or how popular she is, stuff like that. But I'm just because out of necessity, I'm just go with Tessa Blanchard. To be honest with you, I can't sit here and say I'm that invested. To find this thing out. Next matchup, we got Frankie Kazarian taking on Steve McClain, the singles match for the TNA International Championship. Now, Frankie Kazarian is the champion, and Steve McClain is going to be the challenger. I love Frankie Kazarian. I know I'm biased, and Frankie Kazarian is one of the TNA originals, and it is a chance that Steve McClain can actually beat Frankie Kazarian. That'll help put some good heat behind Steve McClain, but I don't know if I can go against my boy Frankie Kazarian. So I'm going to stick with it and go Frankie Kazarian going to retain the title at Bound for Glory. But you can still get over and lose a championship. So Steve McClain could do it. And once again, I have not been following the story because I don't watch TNA daily, like weekly, to understand all the storyline stuff like that. I watch the highlights and try to catch up when I can when it comes to TNA. But I love wrestling, so especially when it comes to Bound for Glory, Slammiversary, it used to be Lockdown, but Bound for Glory, Slammiversary, and when they have their big shows now, I make sure I try to look out for those. Now we have a 10-person intergender hardcore war. Now, for the participants in this match should be great. Okay, this should be a good, athletic, but also brutal hardcore match. Because here's what we got. We got the System. The System is Moose, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC. So, for those who don't know who these people are, just in case, JDC is former Fandango from WWE. Then we also have, just to show Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards has been signed for TNA for a long time. Brian Myers is the former Kurt Hawkins. Alicia Edwards, she's been in TNA, so, and then of course we know who Moose is. Versus Order 4. Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steele, my girl Tasha Steele. Special Agent Zero, which is Jason Hotch and John Skyler. Honestly, to be fair with you, I don't know Order 4 like that. You know what I'm saying? But this thing is I think it's gonna be a really good matchup. I didn't go shock, especially after what I seen Mustafa Ali do. I already know what Moose can do. And first of all, like I said, my girl Tasha Steele on here too, so I would like to see, and I know this is TNA. They're gonna mix it up a little bit also. So I think it should be good. I'm gonna go with Order 4. I'm gonna go with Mustafa Ali's team to beat Moose's team to beat the system. Because I think after that great showcase and after Mustafa Ali almost killed himself in that match with Ethan Page, I think he can be doing for a win. And I think a win at Bound for Glory would be good to help get his heat back. Because I said he made me buy into the false finishes that he could actually win that North American Championship, to be completely honest with you. And also still made me realize that it was so dumb. It was so dumb for WWE to let them go. So, yep, I'm going to go with the Order 4 on this one. Then we got a singles match for the Knockouts World Championship. We got my girl Kalani Jordan taking on my other beautiful girl, Indy Hartwell. I'm a huge Indy Hartwell fan. I loved Indy Hartwell. Hell, even when I be playing general manager mode on 2K, me and my son, I'd be like arguing like, yo, don't take Indy Hartwell from me. I don't know, something about Indy Hartwell I love. But I love me some Kalani too. And once again, it's another WWE versus or NXT versus TNA type of matchup. Kalani just won the championship, but I do think that it is like TNA need a big night. They did tie it off on Showdown, but I do think keeping with it that they got to win back all their stuff, so it can be in the hands of TNA talent. And right now, a WWE star has already held on to that championship a long time with JC Jane. And then Trick Williams still got the TNA championship. So I see all things changing hands. I do see Indy Hartwell beating Kalani Jordan. Now, once again, with that being said, Kalani Jordan did take the fall in the last fall when it came to that 404 TNA NXT Survivor Series style match. So there could be a possibility that if any NXT person is going to win in a championship match, Kalani Jordan, in my personal opinion, has the best chance of doing so. So it's not out the realm of possibility that she can retain her championship. But for some reason, I just think TNA is going to swing big at Battle for Glory. So I'm going to go with Indy Hartwell on this one. Now it's down to that legacy match. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, it is the one final table match. And Battle for Glory for the TNA and NXT championships. Winner take all. It's going to be the Hardys versus the Dudleys. Or if you want to do a TNA way, we're going to do the Hardys versus Team 3D. In a tables match. This is going to be Devon Dudley's last match. Honestly, I didn't even know Devon Dudley could probably even still kind of wrestle, because before, like, Devon has gotten a lot healthier. He has lost weight. He has done all this stuff. So Devon has been getting himself back into it. So I am proud of Devon, because there was a point Devon, I was like, whoa, he like blew up a little bit, and I was like, he can't even move no more. So how the hell are you gonna talk about being in a tables match? But it looks like he got himself in shape for this. And it's going to do it one final time. And this is the 25th anniversary of their tables match at Royal Rumble 2000 in Madison Square Garden, which was an excellent match, by the way. Royal Rumble 2000 was actually a good show, okay? Even though The Rock botched the ending. But anyway, we're not here about that now. So, 25 years later, what can these teams do? Well, right now, Jeff and Bully Ray, I think the only ones that can still go really well. Diva, I don't even necessarily know about. And when it comes to Matt Hardy, Matt has no knees. So I'm like, we're going to figure out who is the best tag team. Right now, there's no need for the Dudley Boys to win this matchup, or Team 3 to win this matchup, because after this, Devon's retiring. I mean, I know they can retire with the championships, and then they can, like, vacate them, and then you can have, a tournament or anything to gain the titles back, you can do that, and it will be a good send off. But they old school, and they gonna go out on their backs. So and the Hardys is riding momentum right now. I didn't even get the results from the House of Glory show, so I'm not even sure if the Hardys won the House of Glory Tag Team Championships and they coming out with them neither beat Belt Collectors. I don't know. They're still on their last run. So as of right now, I do think that in this tables match, it's going to be the Hardys winning. But I do think, depending, I don't know necessarily where TNA is at for this show. I'm actually going to look at it right now. So they're in Lowell, Massachusetts, and the what's this? The Tonga Center. I think I'm seeing how many people does that fit in there. Let's see. For hockey and basketball, it's 6,500, and for concert wrestlers, and for wrestling, it fit 10,000 people. So it's possible that they could actually bring in 10,000 people. And if that's the case in this building, I think they're going to try to recreate Jeff doing the Swanton to Devon off a balcony entry onto a table. I can see that being a thing. I can see him doing that, and the Dudley Boys going to get their licks, and I did think they'll probably have ref bumps so they can keep going through the tables and do so. I did go try to recreate the spots from the old match, but as good of a spectacle as it's going to see, I do believe that we're going to get the Hardy Boys are going to retain their championships, and Team 3D is going to go out with a standing ovation. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Devon type atmosphere. And he's going to hang it up. It'll be time to hang it up. So I'm going to go with the Hardys. And in the main event, it is for the TNA World Championship. We got Trick Williams, taking on Mike Santana for that TNT World Championship. 1-on-1. No Joe Hendry and triple threat. No tag teams. No 8-man tag match. No ladder match. No nothing. It's going to be 1-on-1 as it should be. Now, I still thought that he needed to win this in New York with his hometown, but they said it for the big show because it's bound for glory. And yes, Trick Williams, it is time to get that championship up. Trick Williams, you have been doing great as a heel. I have been very happy for you, but TNA going to get all their stuff back tonight. They're going to get all their stuff back. So you, my friend, no, you got to clock out. I think it's going to still be a good matchup. I don't think it's going to be no interference. I think Mike is going to just win straight up and beat Trick Williams. And it already looks like Trick Williams is probably setting himself up to be in a program with Ricky Starks for that NXT championship. I can see that. So, as of right now, there's no need to hang on to the TNA Championship. Like I say, it's going to be a good matchup, but Mike Santana is bringing it home for TNA. I think they're going to give him the whole Luger celebration from SummerSlam 94. You're going to have all the baby faces coming out from TNA, raise him on their arms and celebrate that. And I think it's going to be a good image of TNA being back on top, winning all their championships back from NXT, and standing on top at Bound for Glory, their biggest show with their crowd. I definitely can see that happening. And Mike Santana being the forefront of that, being held up by all the other TNA greats and stuff like that. That's how I see it. That's how I see it going. Overall, I think it should be a really good show. I think Bound for Glory should be a really good show. I think I'm more excited to see Bound for Glory than I am Crown Jewel Perth, to be real with you. I think Bound for Glory going to steal the show this weekend. So, I'm excited for it. We're going to review it. Like I said, I'm going to try to review it on that Sunday. Have it up to you guys by Monday. But we got to see how things work. Because sometimes wrestling, find the motivation all the time. It's hard to do that.